Hey everyone, Egman here with another deck profile. Today I've got the Bardock's Crew deck from Clash of Fates, just the new blue archetype that is from that set, and yeah, I wanted to make one deck of every leader from that set, and here's Bardock one, so let's go. The Bardock leader, what he does is burst 2, when this card attacks a leader card, draw one card and gets plus 5k for duration of the turn, so that's pretty good. It kind of reminds me of like the Vegeta from the draft box, or from the, what is it, the what box? The ultimate box, that's the box. There's so many boxes in this game. So there's that one, and then when your life is at 4 or less, you may choose up to 2 of your energy, flip it over. On the front side, so sparking 5 when this card attacks, draw one card and get it plus 5k, and then also when this card is attacked, you if a Bardock's Crew is in your discard pile, you may take 1 life. Is it? Yeah, okay. You put the life in your drop area, and then you negate the attack. So just having some negates, I think that's actually really good. It sucks that you don't get the life to your hand, but still, I think just being able to have some emergency negates when needed is really good, especially since we have like a Dimension Magic, which kind of does the same thing, but then it opens up your life for other things. So I think that's really good. It kind of sets up for some more control strategies, which is also good, and kind of what this deck is about. So let's look at the cards. So 1 Legendary Flute, because we run a blue deck. 1 Planetary Invader Toa. So when you play this card, choose 1 Bardock Crew in your drop area, add it to your hand. So it's approximately draw 1 card, which is good. 1 Planetary Invader Fascia. When you play this card, look at the top 5 cards of your deck, choose 1 Bardock's Crew among them, and to your hand, shuffle your deck. So once again, about one drop, draw 1 card, pretty much. We have 1 Burnish Bonds Boros. So you actually draw a card when you play this card, but also once per turn during your opponent's turn, if your opponent switches their energy to active mode using a non-awakening skill, choose up to 1 of your opponent's energy and place it in the owner's drop area. This card's really good by itself. A lot of people think it will be a good counter for Storm, so all of this is really good. 4 Sensu Beans because we're running a blue deck. 4 Dimension Magic because we're running a blue deck. Then we have Future Punch. So this card's really interesting. You choose 1 Tulu the Seer, which is your super combo in this deck. Place to the bottom of your deck, choose all of your blue Saiyan leader cards and blue Saiyan battle cards that get plus 5k and critical for the duration of the turn, and then at the end of your turn, choose all your Saiyan cards in the battle area and place them in their owner's drop area. So this card can be really good if you have a bunch of Saiyans on the board, and I think we can really do that, especially since there are a lot of good 1-drops. These guys will turn into 15k or 10k crits, which I think are important. And we have a bunch of other ways to swarm, especially with like Raging Spirits and Gohan and stuff like that. So next up, Tulu's here. It's just a 5 life or less, draw 1 super combo. 2 Mafuba, because I think this deck will be kind of energy flexible because it's blue. So having some Mafubas in there will be really good, especially with Dimension Magic. Negate the first attack with Dimension Magic, get Mafuba, and then do that. 2 Son Goku's driving the best. This card is also really good at anti-storm. If this deck and leader wanted to be like specifically anti-storm, you could just build a blue control deck with a bunch of Son Gokus, Boros. But I want to just be more of the Bardock one, so that's how I built it. But yeah, if you want more of kind of defense against that, you would run 4 of those. I think that'd be really good. Next up is Burnish Bonds Fascia. Critical if Bardock's Crew is in your drop area, reduce the energy cost of this card in your hand by 1. So it'd just be a 2 cost. Place the card in your owner's drop area, choose up to 1 Bardock's Crew in your battle area and switch it to active mode. So she's really good, especially with the Final Strike Bardock. Then there's Burnish Bonds Tora. Bardock's Crew card in your drop area, reduce the energy costs of this card in your hand by 1, and also so it's barrier. And then there is if you play 3 blue, place the card in the owner's drop area, choose up to 1 Final Strike Bardock from your deck. Our drop area, play it, then shuffle your deck if you look through it. In the Final Strike Bardock, it's just barrier. There can only be 1 in your battle area. When this card is switched from rest mode to active mode, if your leader card is a Bardock's Crew, your opponent chooses 1 card in their hand and places it at the bottom of the deck. So not like super crazy, but it is good in a sense of you get just hand destruction, and it is a 25k you get out on turn 3, so that's also pretty not too bad. I don't. In general with this set, I don't feel like there are a lot of good closer cards, right? A lot of these decks have a lot of synergy, but it doesn't really ramp up to anything. And I think that's kind of the case, but between Future Punch and Tor's Red Armband, you have some like pressure just by having a big field of Saiyans. Tor's Red Armband, if you don't know, if your leader card is Bardock's Crew, choose 1 blue Tora card in your drop area, send it to your warp, draw 4 cards, choose up to 1 Final Strike Bardock in your battle area, switch to active mode, and it gets plus 10k in double strike for duration of the turn. At the end of the turn, choose up to 1 of your energies, switch to active mode. So it's a really big setup, but you have this out on turn 3. Then it's either you Future Punch, and then you like awaken, or you can do Tor's Red Armband and then awaken on tap 2, and then Future Punch, something like that. You just have a big old, what is it? This gets 5k. Yeah, you just have a bunch of big body out. So it's okay. I'd say I don't know. It's worth experimenting. I want to make a deck with the intended leaders and the archetypes. I think this leader though is really good for more of a control strategy, like I was talking about earlier. It just has a lot of things going for it, including like being able to negate an attack without having to have the actual cards in hand. So that's good. It does cost life, but I don't think that's too critical. Yeah, this is the deck. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will catch you guys next time.